what is the difference between a nuclear power and the hydro? And
okay, hydro no enyama hodeni free insumu. Nuclear power no enyama hodeni free nuclear material mo say uranium. Uranium no eye mining it is abubwa energy womb pa. Inti eno no say no de usual best 2 years na undum no.
Oh, I see.
Inti eno say no eno na amama omo industrialize wo Europe any Americas omo use pa China, Russia, UK omo nyina omo nuclear power emo enyama hode eye projin ema omo industries eye juma inti yepe first one na yepe say use na nkroma call hydro no inti second big one na nkroma pe say oye no na nuclear no inti na oma yesi Ghana Atomic Energy Commission.
I see.
Sena ebetumi training nkrofo Ghanaians na betumi operate your nuclear power no but enunti but ambaso.
I see.
Ambaso na omo ye cool no nti ema omo stop nuclear program no pra until after let me say 2000s no Dumsor no started no and omo ye energy analysis and omo say with the nuclear no ye be say yen bio.
Okay. Okay, so
proceed. Ye could be mo say say nuclear but before ye bad nuclear no solar so advance. Inti ushe ye nyama hondi na sesia no ye industrialization no ebe hia say ye be use different power sources. Be renewable energy, that is wind, solar, any small hydro, nuclear power nebeba, any gas to power no to ebeba. And no nina udi nina bomwa ena ebema say yenyama hodi bejina but asema make nina ekosisi kasem so.
I see.
Nina kusisi kasem mu pese building nuclear power plant, mu pese building wind energy. Ni sa no menina nina eyesi kasem and long-term planning.
I see. The other time, now you talked about the wind power. The other time I was reading something from Morocco, and in Morocco they are using the epon. That's the wind. I don't know about they generate electricity. Some of the neighboring countries, including even some parts of European countries, are generating power from them. Pay financial muscles, country also do the same thing here. Say you were poor, you bet me they are generating. Yes, how?
Oh, you bet me wind energy. Available and it's very clean. But as I said. Oh yes, some analysis now we say baby I will no wind no anodin and anodin to say share Africa say Kenya, Ethiopia corridor no omo strong wind pa and no omo insobo no some wind turbines eye juma oba Ghana share be say pram areas mo Volta Lake in Chen ho and also any very strong wind, but one shares who site what baby a wind and shade new and cost of energy no anything. And secondly, to say sir and yamadino so wind no and time body bia it's most say bia to make us through na about for me say so yes she share baby or grade no sana say perform kra and yamadino from do baby e be basro na balance no. Until sa luxury no your system no enshade any sa luxury no as the bia you are on the edge sa gap no e bia we bet 20% your friend spinning reserve e wo ho no enko bia ho no into mo say bibi touch mape na sa spinning reserve no abemu na akoba bibia sa spinning reserves no dey bia nya problems for him inti and also who was spinning reserve I say utu ehunka.
I see.
I say utu ehunka, yes inti eno nyina eka ho I say make sure say your energy no no is economically available obetumi aye nenso obi antumi ntop because ne board.
I see. All right. So proceed for me. Now you can say at the end of the yentimi solve Dumsor. What is really the problem?
Okay. So now Ushe other African countries are almost aggressive say let me say their citizenry nyina benya enwama hoden said that de ye no gradual to be go city no na city no kwa na ewo enwama hoden pie free city no mu a obie ni power bioma this all call the next big town but Ghana situation no different nti ebema investment energy sector no SSA because obia no electricity no nti the investment cost na energy sector no nti every time SSA planning on demand and based on demand no your electricity demand increase edu 10%. Every 10%, you have to increase your energy demand, energy supply by 10%. And it means that usi fufro now, and say na to me ko IMF NHS sikasem no na entumi njine yi enti say wo do sika beto na wo dey say nyama won dey fufro be say nyama hospitals wo schools wo say wo sisi nyoma ni nyina economics say wo balance enti wo say ye betumi asolve no ene ana ye tumi solve no ochina na wo mu na asay unity because lack of long-term solution. In the long-term solution, one of the examples I make actually says in Nkrumah by saying building nuclear power plants. Sometimes we build the plants, produce energy, but the consumption demand lower than production. We make us say economically you are wasting it, but it saves you time to be able to also plan for the next construction. And also, if you build and the electricity is cheaper, you are able to export it to get forex exchange. It seems that most of the plants that built over the years seems to be a bit expensive and very difficult to export and also for industrialization. But we also have to look into sustainability and see that our negotiations with investors in the energy sector is best for the country. Every cyclic process
Now, the dog say from President Kufuor time na Dumsor no ya basa yesi afiyen koye Bui Dam yet says say we are doing something say the beya ye ho beye dene na ya solve all this problem when the Akosombo Dam water level na eba from no since then no ya proactive enough as a country say ye pese too sad ye na say one kasa as energy expert what decide the tisa osha have you done enough to solve the problem?
So Senameka no ni nyina sikasem we want to solve an issue. Either you are going to the commercial market or either you have to put in some money from your country to be able to build a certain power plant. And I mean, we have done a lot. Ghana renewable energy penetration away above 5%. The biggest rooftop solar in Africa and the second in the world, Ghana. So, Anamoe Yentutua, Anka, Nkrofo will not leave the grid. Some industries and some homes are not heavily dependent on the grid. Ama electricity is available, and it doesn't also give too much pressure on government to build new power plants with, the little money we have, but it can put in other economies. So, Yetuto Anamo, ye building Atwabo gas. Yeah. To be able to process our own gas, we are not dependent on Nigeria gas. So these are some big strides that we have taken to make sure that our energy sector is sustainable. But as I say, ye demand no air cost because ye extending electricity no air come those days Kufuor time no now your electricity access was almost about 60% or less.
Yeah.
Now, no, they are 89%. Into say it means that the obesi during His Excellency Kufuor time more than the obesi, and then because you are supplying to a lot of people. I mean, now there is electric vehicles, electric cooking, Nina increase demand. So most of projections are some years back. We say okay, every year maybe 200 megawatts back on. As I say, and compare say 500 megawatts, and say diversify and making sure say energy sector and then reliably only on gas. But there is hydro, there is solar, there is wind, so that full or no, if you touch him, you want tree and diversified energy, sources to show resilience to the energy sector.
I see. Let me announce Kwesi Kwarteng is a member of NPP Communication Directorate, has also joined us, but not to swipe or react to what Doc is saying. Doc is speaking with us as an expert, but he will come in to react to what the Minister of Energy, the grid, that's what we are told that he wants to react to it. So, Kwesi, wait for me just a minute. Doc so Doc, quickly catch you. I didn't you say you need your strength when it comes to energy. Now we allow the energy your friend say cars need be air back cars use electricity because down on nam kokomlemle esro ha say minim se oni mu ho no mo a yi hotel ho ubedru on na cars na park ya obo ye recharge omo me electricity necessary we now adentina aban nhwe onya bind the identity na yen hwe say ya hoodin ntimi a ya allow in for them to come this way.
Okay, electric vehicles, they are, I'll say, an advantage to the environment than diesel and petrol vehicles. Electric vehicles are usually number one thing. Say Ushe say the owo Accra, I mean, say work for Beijing da. People say Nyamahondia yenua free coal, any heavy oil mono. Say inframanum ama unhumia to me lung disease. Any yare bebre. Nti na ya pese yem breast anyomanasi. Uba say those days say me pese me humi from my farm to me ko ebri ana bi oti rigi honumuna because vehicles in sheda any wo bebre but say ko ebri crash say cars na aye bebre so mo say from ano enyewe nti ya pese yem breast anyomanasi nti amama nyina de omusa ahye krata asise ye pese ye reduce the fossil fuel emissions amanyina and because of that say ye making sure say ye be show your efforts in reducing these things say anya who say recently Akosombo still in AC ye nyina ye issues of climate change AC is disturbing say on to me nim time na Akosombo ni bema ana time na nso no behin nti nyina because of sena yeshi coal ni JBD na etwetwenua ni sa anoma because we want energy nti clean energy in the form of electric vehicles, electric cooking ni nyina boa say ye beti pollution ni so nti SSA yes we are making sure say ye dey share to 2 years so that when for the electric vehicle no ba omenyam awodin e dey charge say na ye making sure say petrol diesel are available to vehicles to use that's the same way that in planning in demand side you're making sure say in the futures to come these electric vehicles are not going away and we cannot stop anybody from importing electric vehicles in the country. There is no law against not bringing electric vehicle in the country. They are very necessary and they are supposed to replace fossil fuel vehicles for us to have clean air.
Fantastic. Doug, we are enjoying it seriously. But let me ask you a last question now. In fact, say, though, you cry, say, you area, independent power producers ye bob ye kwaje power ho ene ade ye say your excessive power fede ye na ye de bi ma Burkina Faso no Cote d'Ivoire aye de me sure say ya wota say asem no say ya ye mom ye supply power ene ade ye de na ye ho kire no de bi esade power e de masanko for what was the agreement?
Okay, so sometimes and you say ye ho kire ye ye ma Ghana for ho kire omona yeah, exporting power. Sometimes the power challenge is not only generation. Sometimes it has to do with transmission and distribution lines. And see, people say power and power, but to evacuate it to the various communities, yes, say improve it or your transmission lines, and improve or maintaining transmission lines and now transformers that we have to upgrade because nkronkron ya kese and our transformers na dia share no be 20 years no yen change no nti say yen fa bi be kan ana say yen pege mu na electricity no transportation no endro bia ho pepepe yen nya then say power no evacuation no ye benya problem nti say nya problem enye na say ye ni power ye betumi export atom ama my benya forex exchange. It may be due to the fact that the transmission, the transformer or the distribution line and a problem intina we may be having some challenges in some localities in the country.
Oh, I see. All right. You better say pana. Oh, lecture now. What's our lecture?
Mpacho.
Oh, I see. And I said, what bio? What paper? We thank you very much for today.
Welcome.
All right, me sure say yenya be rasa situation mu no de abrana branu bia you better atwetwe komo na why educate the happiness na nyame shampa. We thank you very much. Yes, Dr. Robert Bright Mawuko Sogbaji, Deputy Director Renewable Energy and Green Transition, Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, and I'm going to say yenana atwetwe komo na fact what may the broad knowledge about the reason why this country yet to me and solve the Dumsor, but he has also laid down some panacea betimi afaswa you best solve this problem once and for all. You can check your time now. It's 22 past 3. In the next 48 minutes we're still on it. Sorry, in the next 38 minutes, we are on the digest live on Kesben TV, DSTV channel 364 and Go TV channel 121. All right, so on the line we have Kwesi Kwarteng, and I said Kwesi Kwarteng is a member of New Patriotic Party Communication Directorate. In fact, watching us and listening and watching us, and he wants to react to one of the videos and I said, but it's the press conference that the energy minister just had with us. So, the Gridco one. That is what you want to react to it. The energy minister can be the fair choir faswa and Kotia or Ma Ora engineer Mark Waba say Uncle Quatrasi, Gridco chief executive, on step aside, no investigating a brain jacto the control system and on what Gridco. Yeah, let's go and listen to the minister. When we come back, then Kwesi will react to it.
Then that happened at Akosombo last week. I address you today first on what happened to Ghana's biggest generation plant, the Akosombo plant. An unexpected and significant incident that has greatly and significantly disrupted power evacuation across the country. Fellow citizens, this incident represents one of the most serious and unprecedented disruptions ever experienced in Ghana's power sector. And in the energy sector, Akosombo used to serve as a balance of load. And so hitherto, all of us even believe that once you lose Akosombo, then you lose the entire nation. As unfortunate as it is, despite the loss of Akosombo, all the other plants have been running. But it leaves a major deficit. the fire incident severely damaged the control room responsible for power evacuation. Because when they generate the power from the thermal plant, from the hydro plant, it has to go to the control room first. Then the control room takes the power through the switchyard and distributes it. And so when you lose the control room, it means that on the spur of the moment, you cannot evacuate any power, thereby crippling the critical component of the transmission system, leaving over 1,000 megawatts. Lessons learned. We've learned came up around February, March, when we started moving into the heat, and some of these old transformers, in the heat of it, you begin to experience it. So that's the record. What has just happened last week, like you said, it's a force majeure. It's something that you do not have control over. And that ties into the last question. Our peak demand is about 4,350, or say 4,400. So if you lose 1,000 megawatts, that's about 25% of the population instantly suffering or being without power. And so that's quite significant. But like I said, 2 units have been installed so far. The 3rd unit is on the way. And in terms of what you describe as timelines, I said the engineers have set an ambitious target that within this week they will restore. Transformer replacement, we have a first 3-month program. So in the next 3 months, we're going to do an emergency crash program of installing transformers. Then the next 6 months, we'll move into another phase. Then 1 year, we'll just be doing regular upgrades. And so in terms of specificity, when it comes to timeline, that is it. Stepping aside of the Gridco MD, yes, I visited the site, I think on Friday. And after receiving the briefing, I was convinced that he needed to step aside. It's in his own interest. You just spoke about conspiracy theory, all kinds of speculations and accusations. In fact, it helps him that when he steps aside and we conduct an impartial investigation, and it's done without prejudice. If you look at my letter on Friday, I stated that without prejudice, I've directed as minister that he steps aside. That is.
All right, so that is that Minister of Energy and Orca and a choir na ehubehia se esoma ora ewa step aside. Okay, so on the line I have is a question quite. So Kwesi, you said that Dumsor is not about a heads rolling, it's a fuel supply and a financing crisis in a thermal dependent power system. What do you mean? You say you want to react to what the minister is saying. Hello, Kwesi. Hello, Kwesi.
Hello, Mewa.
Yeah. I can hear you now. So, is that you want to react to what the minister said? Your friend say a choir of Faswa on my heads a runo.
Ima, I mean, you're almost every day, so I had for the Meka say minister of Krana said the abroad directly na me reacted to. Ohe Nyokuma, CEO of Malek Basentare, himself, Obeka Wasem, Ebeche say minister Naman Kofobi, Omat from Mojumas and Senho, say one step aside. Na encourage investigation because the impression more creative is as will be the sabotage of Muntileman Kadian and Kosovo. It is a easy for this in China. One who say be a bit my MP before. Let's encourage the bed ebeba. And then me person be chill say sa narrative no e wrong. Na enya dia say bi wo share encourage ho asema e koso ya. I'm sure you spoken to the energy experts. You could say be a brain energy experts no. We know that it is not necessarily an issue about reshuffle. Says you way baby or Kesby and Juma, yes, easy get free or China had a corner by Juma, and it doesn't really work like that. But the bigger problem and the challenge I face within the energy sector has more to do with one, fuel here and their power a thermal plant and a bills no fuel no free Nina kwa kusisi kasem. And no one another person between in a basso. So, Ghana and Sisia, Menoka say, kwanya yɛfa so generate enyam ahoɔden no. I'm sure the energy experts are here maybe ɛtete ma wɔn bɛbɔ yɛ akyɛ but wohwɛ yɛ energy sector na kwanya yɛfa so generate enyam ahoɔden na wohwɛ bibi te sɛ Tema is about between 60-66% almost till you can be around it up to about 70%. And the hydro no between 33 to 39%, and renewable no is also about 3%. And roughly, which mark I said, Tema no machines and I say generators for lack of better words to the layman, the generators say the generating in a mahorden is almost about close to 70%. That's how generators here the generating in our mahorden and no any hydro Akosombo deal. And no uhia abribialu here fuel and a diamond. Fuel also a demand no a gas. And I say ebia sa liquefied for a fuel here the egumi. But the pre gas and then you use because gas no the abribial air. And we share the gas no as we free most of your fuels, Jubilee fuels near there you produce gas. But the break when you moon in oil walls not near walling there, say the gas and the air. And other companies who also Ghana, one also a drilling also now their focus is also on the crude oil than the normal gas. And energy experts will tell you, the more we focus on crude oil, the more gas we the eco form and the vice versa. And to share no crepa a woman there in gas. We have a bit to say Jubilee filter about one more gas and normal producers is about 20 million standard cubic feet. Into that deficit, and I also have population and sana, Tema plants no etima de around.
Sorry, respectfully. I know you hold about 7 degree, my master's degree in here, but respectfully, the old case shortage of where did you get this information from? Please, respectfully.
A shortage of day.
You just said that a shortage of something gas, something thousand EBCC.
Yeah. If we go to Jubilee field, for instance, gas and they produce let's what about 20 million for a standard cubic feet. It's a public knowledge. You can also confirm
on their website. On their website, or
I am saying that it's a statement of fact. So even you can cross check with the Ministry of Energy. Say we are from America.
All right.
I am just giving you the genesis. I'm giving you the genesis wire. Your thermal plants ain't me and ejuma up to the optimal level. Because there is no gas. And if there is no gas, what you need to do, you say, eso koto fuel layer eba. Normal to say fancy be liquefied oil or say liquefied fuel you use also koto eba. Now the body. And do sha tabra kufa don't go for busa say no kufa do team maintaining can and then go for the team maintaining. It's a second you see your no Jessica if you consume a hawk, Kono Jessica, Akucha power producers, independent power producers, no producer auto fuel, and I'm a power plant, no multimedia. The one that Kufa did was say, or breaking back of the economy. And more my GMPC boom and the basic ayo. None in the tricks a woman say, so because I was seeking the cotton liquefied fuel at the power thermal plants now, and the price at oil, $1 or so. And to these people, the only and say 1% or more the pressure better $2 or so. Because and only at the emphasis so far they've been able to achieve. It is idea and the end result also say we cannot get liquefied fuel for the thermal plants. Now come also the bed Dumsor never. The Kubu or Jumokubu have a friend ENI. ENI for so 2 oil living. One of the omoye some buy no more the pressure 2 ENI. So ENI was producing about 240 million standard cubic feet every day of petrol of for instance gas. One more SSL ENI say ENI to about 270 to 280. Let us say anka a kate a tima bishim for the shortfall na Jubilee Media the producer. ENI for some more producer there, but projection and energy commission more Ministry of Energy energy experts and they say abribia and afibia and population also increase your demand and control. Now you need more liquefied for instance gas and also here the liquefied one. Sisi amino kase a problem no ne tinti around to say we need gas to power the thermal plants. We are not getting the gas to power the thermal plants. Just a bank of liquefied gas, liquefied oil.
So are you saying that what the minister the accountability series on the ICC are what say the generator the control system no Akosombo da ama grid ko papa na kwatena fie no I don't know ama ya short 2000 megawatts of power no enya
no mama nche wa de konti enya no
hey Ghana we are short because we are doing 4400 we are doing 4400
Ghana wo hwe install capacity IPPs ni independent power for a producers in the produce na your generation capacity ni bit generate 5700 megawatts uti your mining here at the optimum peak is about 4500 megawatts
yeah
and what the different what the emphasis 4700 what the different na mama ya na yo so abene time when she the police one the policy towards abibia no you generate we ne the bit may use in area there should be about 1000 megawatts across wa e be we chire bit my the atom Akosombo yo ka ho asem Akosombo produce 1000 megawatts and the emphasis Akosombo ni na atom 4700 na be there ebeka 4700 no should be able to take care of us at the
but what I also read and say 4400 that is what we consume listen that's what we have and we are consuming then 1000 Akosombo is roughly by 1000 so the minister even made us to understand that 1000 megawatts and deficit and all so instead of 4400 we are doing 3400 so that 1000 and I did Dumsor Baba you are also telling me
you didn't allow me to land. Okay, go ahead. This person will have even come. Let's even go by their figures. Busam say, capacity to me produce the generation capacity, the install capacity. That is 5700. So if today he's telling you, say the maximum we need is 4400. Or 1000 free, the optimum level now, the maximum capacity now, or my need to be generating no. Ababa will do 4700. 4700 today he's telling you say 3400. Essentially means there's still 1000 which is missing. That 1000 I get an every. It is because we still don't have the fuels to prepare the thermal plants to work. So the all can only throw. But the only thing we say Ghana at the optimum crown 4400. Currently he's telling you that we are doing 3400. Akosombo 1000. With the cut 3400, say 4400. Yeah. But what we can produce as a state is 5700. So where is the 1002? The 1002 can be produced if we have enough fuel. So what the minister is saying is not being truthful. We say fuel and your friend say your thermal plants now will be able to produce let me even use his figures 4400. So why are we then producing 3400?
Okay. All right.
And more he shouldn't create an impression. Akosombo 1000 no and I'm suggesting to the minister and everybody say even without Akosombo free man our optimum capacity should be at least minimum 4500. So why are we doing 3400?
All right, thank you very much.
To propel our
all right, Kwesi, please stay up for me, please. Don't go yet. As we have Dr. Peter Tokwe is our policy analyst, but before Dr. just being joined by Dr. Samuel Aye is the presidential aide and a government spokesperson. In fact, he organized the accountability series. Emma Minister Nekasa is also listening to us and wants to react to what Kwesi Kwachi says. So, Doc, thank you very much. Sir, what joining you quickly? Catch what is the rightful figure? Right figure Nekasa say. 5400 and I say 4400 and Akosombo 1000 ababe film aka 3400 and I say it set the record straight for us. Doug, what do you two say to the police?
Ziga,
yeah, Doug, yeah, good afternoon.
And I'll take me in council.
Metro Kapaya.
Mame fa nchi akese pa nkoma otifo no ahwefo me ne miamia kwesi kwaten a obrese obes ni na waye opposition propaganda but it is normal as the opposition there omo this whole power outage issue no issue affect obia enti e ma say ebi mo abegina simpie so this ade we amanya so first of all your generational capacity, your available capacity, your peak demand. The fact that oil miner with generational capacity of 5,200 or 5,400 doesn't mean it can be available every time. there are times where a plant we use no crown, it means technical challenges, and we use so many thermal plants in this country, and yet the shortage of fuel and it means you lose plant be. Of course, we can argue say there are days that Sikeniwa you do fuel, but I can assure you say that phenomenon is not happening under the government of President John Dramani Mahama. It happened under the previous MPP regime. In fact, they were buying it on credit. At a point in time, they were owing Gas, Nigerian Gas, ENI, almost everybody. In fact, the World Bank guarantee of $500 million MPP for NTM. It is the government of President John Dramani Mahama. We inherited energy sector debt of about 80 billion. Gradually, we are paying all of them because of how we have been principled with the cash waterfall mechanism, how we are paying IPPs, how we are increasing the revenue of ECG and water. When they know they won't descend that low, they won't discuss that. The point is that Obiani.
Doc, Patrick, sorry, save that for me. You continue. Just 5 seconds. Cash water for mechanism, no. NPP time, no. Road for Rata AGC, Canada Brown Finance Ministry. Does it still remain our finance ministry? And I said, what ECG back?
We know that ECG and implementing the cash water for mechanism. They have been strict and disciplined. They have been judicious and wise in terms of disbursement of the monies under the cash water for mechanism. Every month, IPPs new BBR or below the value chain and what's a unyabi kakra at the power magana for Yan. We are still sticking to it.
So I'm asking that ECG the EPA and I say finance ministry.
Of course, definitely. ECG is the one doing it.
All right, sir. Thank you.
That is just by the way.
Yeah.
First of all, Obiani said before the fire incident at the Grid Coast substation at Akosombo. Now, over the past 14 months since the inception of the John Dramani Mahama administration, we have enjoyed stable power. The Energy Ministry is rolling out a program, a friend, transformer upgrade and replacement program, TEP. Under this program, they are seeking to replace over 2,500 transformers. But there's no way I'll be replacing transformer in light. A planned outage. You issue statement say, you better light from 6 a.m. to 12 because we are changing the transformer, because some of these transformers have been in the system for about 25 to 30 years. When they get overloaded, and then the money trip here and send people buy light and do basa. And the mama buy on any minister also made replacement of these transformers. That has been planned over the past few weeks. Now, in the last 4 days, the substation of Grid Kwewa Akosombo a direct power from Akosombo. And on a job to one, national security, police, fire service for you lose 2,000 megawatts. 25% of our peak demand as a country. I know obviously a day problems are about in the last few days. You do like you do money, and then Minister say the first and second units of Akosombo has been restored. I know because many several calls from several parts of the country. Ghana for Nekaso, Dumsor is here in the last 2 days. There has been improvement. Minister say in the next few days, within this week, they will restore everything. Not the BR normality.
I see.
We have acknowledged the difficulty. We have acknowledged the problem. MPP for they were burying their heads in the sand like ostriches. Omudum light, omudis community better for almost here they are CSC. Yes, I don't know. Cry up to Ghana for them, just like the president has always intimated and has always directed Obia said to be born because you must be willing to tell the people of Ghana, update them just like the minister did this afternoon. I will brief the whole country about the difficulties. I inspire hope in the Ghanaian people. Say in the few days, this will be a thing of the past. In the Asama Akosi Kwate to Okase and generational capacity, and 5,000, 1,000 every yenya difficulty. Some more bemuno. Na a jack crying to NC, now you do light. I'm on the catcher, say, I inquire, I timetable. In the Asama or 10 can, of course, or your position. But ultimately, leave this record in the energy sector. Now one can't say I publish a timetable. Now on that I say we do CSE. Now on the energy sector levies at the Musika and Wasa stream. And some Kotana Simpiation can't say. Oh Masa, Mamekasa. And some the country and I know more pious than the Pope. And the country is already be people in the energy sector. Be people in the energy sector. So that kind of legacy.
That what a and let me say what time the one to be any and Timtina. But by your dear minister Cano, you say, no me busa question, say, a double blow. And I said, maybe I be where you do light, a beer as a transformer. It's not sad and I do light, Bakum, you and Sabino, net transformer and yes, Sanada, and Sana, of course, Akosombo, boom, sanity, and Sana, Akosombo, and Babasha, or more tasty, or Mutiemi. Yesterday, they experienced this because of a new transformer replacing with station. Yeah, you watch Achimota area. So I experienced it firsthand because of that program. I say, a two but only Aquania say only Ghana for the Casa, young man who cran on your day, and Naya the idea man or someone. Like I do no so I will be at you or she will not because of our money. Why do we live in a country like this? My answer is propaganda now because people are saying, Miamini, or Yeminia pa, touchline, or to Boba Bakson. It is not good for nation building, it is not good for good governance, and it is not good for the peace and stability of this country. Yeah, it don't go code there, but we say what bread, our organizer accountability series, Minister of Energy.
The Government Accountability Series is organized under the auspices of Minister for Government Communication, the Honorable Felix Patrol.
Okay. Now,
we are in office. I have one minister to deliver on that mandate.
Wabre, Yebejao. Yebejao, now, Mammy,
Many are to the process. I do find politics.
Mamma said that, but the conduct Tapeho, but Mammy Papa ya boso on kwatenasi the minister can as a patches say step aside the when your normal leave doesn't mean see you the Diana.
Oh, there be or say on stepping aside pending investigation also way a ministerial order. In Penny say you can name so entity can and you cannot be a judge in your own course. The thing has happened under your auspices. You cannot be the same person to be looking into it. What shows fairness, transparency, in the interest of accountability, in the interest of fairness, the minister must have directive. If after the investigation, which the minister has indicated, say maybe about 2-3 weeks, now said who so probe now and pay you for GD say, BBI, why not say you be ready?
All right. Doug, you better see. Let me say, what Brady and Pessi has said about DBI. So, Dr. Sabara is a deputy presidential spokesperson, and I'm going to say also a person reacted to Iraq. So, quite on the line. In the next 10 minutes, I have Dr. Peter Takpa, is a policy analyst. Doc, thank you very much. What Johnny and now, as a perennial problem from 1988, 1998. 2006, 2007, President Kofo's time to Atameo's 8 months, 2011, to President Mahama's 2013 to 2016, and the Kufuor 2003 to 2004. Now, President Mahama is giving us a partial Dumsor. Problem we say, honestly speaking, from an unknown person, as a country, have we done enough to solve this problem?
Well, a lot has been done by successive governments over the years in trying to solve this energy crisis. But a lot has been done now, so problem no and that's what a koanaba ni say development and kasano say koswa I was say structures I was say the two for development. I was say and moving along simultaneously. Senebeya, over to me, anya a whole 360-degree development in terms of capacity, infrastructure, and then growth. Unfortunately, we have not done well in terms of aligning growth and development with infrastructure and capacity. Enti ama development no akọ chain infrastructure. Akọ say usi dan na one plan say dan na usi no e dia obewu bebre ana population no be cost nti na wasi dan na pay before you are giving birth to 10 children you have put up only 2-bedroom house. Once you do that, it will have a challenge. Don't say when Nkrumah was putting up constructing Akosombo Dam, Nkrumah has this incline said, I was say development, the ewo yenim no, I was say any infrastructure, a best supported. He did that for this purpose. Unfortunately, a certain government back, omoya again within the problem now almost solving specifically on their own, without focusing on the longer picture ahead and now the future in terms of growth. In Tiama, Usha, yeah, development agenda, or my policy, or my we are not aligning it with population growth. Into Bechano, new development has sprung up baby people among for see the relocation that people place. Yeah, it can say, oh, in conform movie, issue power, the then now we treat power. Before realize people will start pulling, connecting power to a transformer that is meant to take a certain number of people or a certain number of institutions. Assets. Now, before realize when I pay problem started say back. So what the minister is doing now say yes, transformers. Say you're planning align with development in this space. You're best transformer, but problem no. This is the reason why a lot has been done, but we are not seeing the result as expected. Anka, the Ebegnian said, you have excess capacity, I can. But don't you have been said, Ghana and your plan back on a use for a nation. You were in different areas. Akosombo doesn't supply the entire of the nation. You will be supply could do, you will be blind supply could do, and you will other plant as well. So the once you are growing, you should be expanding that development as well. Unfortunately, we could have how do we expand Akosombo Dam? But nobody is thinking of that. To expand it, can we look at it? Nobody has been thinking of that. And this is some of the reasons why we are seeing what we are seeing now. Unfortunately, what is happening is very unfortunate, but we are praying, solve the problem no as soon as possible because they are very, very complicated.
It's very, very unfortunate. All right, Dr. Peter Takwe, we have Honorable Chumberima is a former member of Parliament, people of Doma East has also joined us via Zoom. So let me give the last 7 minutes to Honorable Chumberima. Do you still have question on it? Okay, so let me go to Honorable Chumberima. I thought Honorable. Okay, Honorable, thank you very much.
Thank you to my brother. Thank you, my brother.
All right. Now, catch baby, I baby junior. I hope say you.
My main child, I'm in chia with TF4. Mefa fi baby minia was quatin a chasian. You see, and then the baby minia Dr. Ayebaimu. Osha nia mina kubukatin kana. Yes, our generational capacity is 5,200 or 700. The available capacity is about 4 something. So if your available capacity is 4 something and your peak is around 4,700, you cannot come and tell us lights and call of basa basa. When you think you have all your generational, your everything is going on well, definitely you may have challenges because more catch there and say. More change transformers. enunti ana and no I like Dr. Samai saying say my brother was not doing politics with it. He is saying say if you are taking money now must see a generational capacity no 5-7 now you have a problem. How do we push ourselves? Because meaning the install capacity now what you can go further. Why can't we push ourselves a bit further so that we can meet the shortfall? That is the question. In any case, who was the question be cash for mechanism? Yes, cash for mechanism but only maybe a system with grapple. It sits with finance ministry and being disbursed between finance ministry and ECG. Why was that? Because at a point in time, ECG was not up to time. So finance ministry said, Moncha, how much I'm going to make here IPPs no be generators. Now you're top up mom. And that came about because Omurefi said 2016 Omufi Power, they left a 500 million take-off payment that we're paying every year because of take-off pay agreement I'm saying. That's what I can. Every year take-off pay 500 million. And you see, the America said, and this is for truthful to themselves. They got a question Abusa I say, how did we get here? You see, in 2016, the America ended for we can commend them say out of your friend is the effort to resolve some of them. They brought up a lot of generational your friend is saying systems of which a man shadow and coordinating that brought us to this level because yes. Now I want the prepare person solve energy into many as the guys all the plan because make me generate say when a fabric near Jatum. What do we call they didn't even care the amount. It was in the effort to make sure say resolve this higher Dumsor at that time. But because it was not coordinated well, it came back to be like a debt on the country. And that is what we are struggling with from there to this point. It is a million dog about oh, Anna yen jaya to give you
honorable, honestly speaking, this cash waterfall mechanism Urofurata G3 the G3 the ECG some at the core finance ministry no and also confide Kadebayo because the ECG also made us to understand say some of the subcontractors no namo do omo kaya botwani ana buja all the coin because some of them na muntimi tu omo ka
Minazega one J from Muslim. Now ECG intimi meet a toilet crampo time to say mutia and say from Muntimitria. And the ministry need the bar say unim yen farmer bra month this what say here bit me here. Now you top it up. So I think they were doing some percentage. I think the ministry was topping up almost about 40% or something at that time. So one say or no Sikano Sikano was to be able to ensure say the IPPs and everybody who needs to be paid get paid properly, and then the ministry will see the difference in the banner. No, also top up kakra so that the people IPPs no how kakra. So I say into one say or this Sikano. And you see, let me commend my senior brother JG. The assurances are their mind, and then offer more accountability. It's okay, but all that we are saying, say my schedule. Oh, there also will get transformers changes. Yes, we all know that we have an absolute equipment, and so why can't they give a schedule? Why do you call it erratic? Who here transformer change? Your friend is saying identify for light call offer for almost 24 hours. Is it? Are you coming to tell us? And it's not just a one day. It's continuous.
Honorable, answer what you say. Not yes, a such transformers dada. I don't know yet.
Give us a schedule.
Me patch honorable. Once maybe na po kase. Si yes, a such transformers. Yes, sawa yesa. Yentimi adian ye live on yentimi yesi a doom light no. Etimi yes, a such transformers. See a doom light in the Akosombo control system no so ejako kotom nti akoye normal mu
entino minute I didn't know country say fair circle of way or tina ye best some transformer entino mobile light off from 5 to 7 so that Kesben phone will prepare themselves for it. What is so difficult about it?